Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a tool that's changing how developers interact with code, right from the command line. It's called the Gemini CLI, and it's less of a tool and more of an autonomous coding partner that understands your goals and, well, gets the job done for you. Now, to really wrap your head around what makes this so different, you've got to shift your thinking from chatbot to agent. See, a standard chatbot is a conversation, a back and forth where you have to guide every single step. With the Gemini CLI agent, it's a totally different game. You just give it a goal, and it works on its own, picking up the right tools until the task is finished. So what's the magic behind this? Well, it's powered by something called an agentic loop. You can think of this as the engine that lets the CLI think for itself. It gives it the power to search files, read them for context, and just keep iterating on a task, all without you needing to micromanage every little step. Okay, so how does an agent get so darn effective? I mean, it's not about just having some generic knowledge of coding. It's about deeply understanding the rules and the structure of your specific world, your project. Yeah, that's the big question, right? How on earth do you get an AI to follow your team's unique coding standards, or use a specific testing framework, or just stick to your style guide? Well, the solution is surprisingly simple and pretty elegant. It all comes down to a hierarchy of these simple markdown files called Gemini.md. Honestly, just think of them as instruction manuals for the AI. You can have a global one in your home directory for all your personal preferences, then a main one in the project's root for team-wide rules, and you can even have super specific ones for subdirectories like your front-end or back-end code. And the payoff here is huge: absolute consistency. As Mark McDonald from Google puts it, this whole system ensures that, quote, any PRs that we generate should all follow the same engineering practices. It just doesn't matter if the code is written by a senior dev, a brand new hire, or the AI itself. Everyone and everything is working from the very same playbook. All right, so it understands the rules, but let's get to the really cool part: seeing it actually do the work. This is where things get really, really powerful. It can all kick off with a super simple question, just plain English. You're not writing some complex query, you're just asking it like you'd ask a teammate. Hey, where in the codebase do we set this window title? And this is what's so cool. Behind the scenes, the agent goes to work like a seasoned pro. It uses tools you already know, like grep, to scan the codebase. Then it intelligently figures out which file is the most relevant one, reads it to get the full context, and comes back to you with a direct, accurate answer. But here's the magic trick. Because the agent remembers what you were just talking about, you don't have to start all over again. Your next prompt can be a direct command. You just tell it what change you want without having to re-explain the file or the line number. And just like that, it generates the exact code change you asked for and presents it to you as a diff so you can approve it. You can accept it, tell it to try again, or ask for a modification, all there in the chat. It's this fluid conversation that actually results in real code. And get this, the agent's toolbox is just huge. It knows if you're on a Mac, Windows, or Linux machine. It can use binaries you already have installed, like JQ for parsing JSON or FFmpeg for video stuff. It's even multimodal, which means you can feed it a PDF, an image, or an audio file, and it'll actually understand what's inside. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Letting an AI write directly to your files? That can feel a little risky, right? Well, that's exactly why building in some really robust safety features was a top priority here. The first line of defense is something called sandboxing. Think of it like a secure digital playground for the AI. It uses system-level controls, like Docker or macOS Seatbelt, to make sure the agent is strictly prevented from touching any file or running any command outside of your current project directory. Your larger system is completely safe. And on top of that, you've got checkpointing. Basically, before the agent makes a single change to your files, it quietly creates a hidden Git commit. This is your automatic, super powerful undo button. If a change isn't what you wanted, one simple command just reverts everything right back to the way it was. Now, this isn't some closed-off products that was just handed down from a big corporation. Nope. The Gemini CLI is being built out in the open, with its community playing a huge, huge role in its development. And let me tell you, the developer community has gone wild for this. We're talking over 65,000 stars on GitHub, and that's not just some vanity number. That represents a massive active community of developers who aren't just using the tool, but are genuinely excited about this new way of working.
And in the true spirit of open source, everything's right there on GitHub. The team even has a public roadmap, so they're inviting discussions that directly shape where the tool goes next. It's not just a coding companion, it's one you can actually help build yourself.
So at the end of the day, when you have a tool that can truly understand your goal and just run with it, that gap between your idea and a real working feature just shrinks dramatically. It really leaves you with a new kind of question. It's not just what can I code anymore? It's with an agent like this, what will I build first?